Welcome to this week's Whiskey Burn. Slightly different. I'm here in Birmingham at the Midlands Whisky Festival, and there's lots to look at. I will be talking about all the whiskies that I have tasted, showing you pictures of them, talking about them, and basically enjoying whiskey. There's a good reason you should go to whiskey festivals. You pay, for example, I think it was £50-60 for this whiskey festival. You get to try a whiskey that is £250 plus. Pick your whiskey and you can use your dream dram ticket. Perfect. Also, you are trying whiskies that are £100 a bottle. And it's all inclusive of the price. I am not trying to advertise it. All I'm saying is enjoy a whiskey festival. They are fantastic. Anyway, here is a rough guide to the Midlands Whisky Festival. Enjoy. So this is Cannon Street in Birmingham, which is where the event was held. And you've got to get there early if you want to get in early because the queue was massive. However, they did spend a lot of time going down the road, putting these little straps on. This is the sort of pamphlet you get. It's sort of a bit of a map. It tells you what's on each stall. Pretty good and very thorough as well. There was an upstairs and a downstairs. It was pretty big. So I decided to do a bit of a time lapse to sort of show everyone and show you basically where it is going. There we go. So there's us going in. I've slowed it down. You get one of those glasses, little tasting glasses, which is pretty cool, and up 2 flights of stairs, which if you're not fit, it can do that to you. So in what looks like pretty much an office block, it was quite nicely laid out. Sort of Aberferdly Kilchoman there, the Glenallachie, some big names there. Tobermoor, Brewer Claddock, some really nice. Upstairs, and there's the old Dream Dram, which I'll talk about in a sec. Up the stairs, there we go. And into the second room, which was equally as big as the first. And there's Bushmills, just saw there. And some others that I'll talk about as we go through this episode. So there we have it. Talk about a Dream Dram token. Basically, it's about 60 quid to go to this event, and that was one. There's quite a lot. So one token's 10 quid. That's the box it came in, and that Tamdhu was one that we tried. Absolutely stunning. But this is the one I tried, and here is the Old Pulteney 25 review. Okay, so the Whiskey Burn here down at Midlands Whisky Festival, and I've got here an absolute gem. This is a £500 bottle of whiskey, and you get something called a Dream Dram token, which you can exchange for a dram of something really expensive. So I've got 25-year-old Old Pulteney. Look at this box, absolutely stunning. Couple of clips on the sides. I'm doing it gently because I don't want to squash it in here. It's in here somewhere. There we go. Box comes off like that. Look at that. Absolute beautiful whiskey. I'm not allowed to pour that, but I have spent my token to see what it's like. So Old Pulteney, we're expecting something sort of unpeated, something really sort of creamy. Bit of apple, bit of fruit on this. So I've never had anything this old. So this for me is a new. Oh, it smells very nice. Smooth, a bit of a short finish. Bit of salt there, bit of salt on that, bit of absolutely stunning that. I'm looking at the legs on that. So a £500 bottle of whiskey looks like this. You're expecting a really nice box with it and a really nice bottle as well. All I can say is it's absolutely beautiful. Bit of vanilla, bit of caramel, and there you go. Old Pulteney 25-year-old. If you ever spare £500, you get yourself a bottle. Sláinte. Look at that, a £500 bottle of whiskey. It doesn't get much better than that. This couple we met were 10 years going to the whiskey festivals. So there's Tamdhu and Glengoyne on the same table. Little badges you can collect as well. That was a lovely Glengoyne white oak. Really, really sweet. Smokehead had lots of different flavours. Interestingly, they didn't have just the normal one. There's Bamor, Lefroy. They had quite an extensive range of Lefroy. The Isle of Rassay, I tried the one on the right, which you'll see in just a sec, and it was a bit of a disappointment. Now, one that I really did enjoy is Glen Moray, so I decided to have a chat with their representative. Okay then, so here we go. I have Zach, who represents Glen Moray, and this is a little interview. So, Zach, tell us, what are these whiskey events like?
These kind of whiskey events are absolutely perfect. Number one for our brand, so getting it out there, getting it in front of people. And we've got a lot of fans that are massive kind of advocates of whiskey, but then especially Speyside whiskey and Glen Moray. So it's great to connect with them on a level, but also, like I said, get the brand out there and see what we have to offer. So Glen Moray, obviously, is 1897. It's a very kind of well-known Speyside whiskey based in Elgin, but a lot of people will see the stuff we do with supermarkets and bars, but a lot of the stuff that we have, cask finishes, age statements, you won't see day to day. So it's nice to showcase what we have, the portfolio we have and the range with everyone.
So you've got with us the 15. What can you tell us about the 15?
So the 15, so age statement wise, we do a 12, 15, 18, 21. This very much sits middle of that range. It's one of our best sellers. So it's a bourbon and sherry cask finish. So it'll do at least 6 to 7 years in a bourbon cask, and then be finished off in a sherry cask for the full kind of 15-year duration. In terms of the 15, it's great price quality ratio. I think Glen Moray is one of those brands, although it's a big name in Scotch whisky, it's very much known for its price quality ratio. This sits perfectly in that kind of MO where it's very, very easy drinker, very affable, and it's just a great all round jam.
Okay, that's good to know. Why should people come to your stand rather than someone else? Because this Midlands Whisky Tasting Festival, there are a lot of big brands and big name brands.
Yeah.
Why should we come to that?
Well, number one, I'm there, so that's a massive. I think going back to what I was just saying, mainly Glen Moray as an actual brand itself, we have some fantastic drams. We're always coming up with something new as well. Our kind of overriding kind of objective is cask finishing, where we're coming up with something new every year. So the Warehouse 1 editions, which we have, which are limited edition, cask strength, they're kind of one of those where it's a bit more kind of on the wild side. So we've got a tequila cask finish in a minute, but this one that we brought here is very much kind of, it's a great 15-year-old. In terms of why it's come to us, going back to like what I was saying, the price quality ratio is absolutely fantastic. You're getting a reputable brand, you're getting something new, and you're getting quality. So it's one of those where we're everyone that has a Glen Moray, there will be one out there for everyone. So you might not like the 12, you might not like the 15, I'll guarantee you'll like the 21. It's one of those. We're very good at selecting. If someone comes up to our stand and goes, I like this, we'll go, this might not be for you, but this is for you. We tailor the kind of tasting experience to what your palate likes.
Okay, good. In a normal day at one of these whiskey tasting events, what can people kind of expect, and what can people want to do, and what, if you're walking around, it's great because you just chat to everyone.
Yeah.
What do you get from one of these tasting events? Because obviously not everyone's going to go, oh, I like that, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
But they can buy it, but what can one person who's never been to a whiskey tasting event, because I always suggest they do, because how much is that 15? Roughly?
Obviously, it depends in who's hosting the actual shop of the day. But in terms of the 15 today, it's not going to set you around more than, I'd say, £60.
So it costs about 60 quid for a ticket to come here.
Yeah.
And there are whiskies you can have as part of your walking around, like £125 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Do you think, and what advice would you give someone who's thinking about going to one of these events?
Yeah.
And what would you say to them?
In terms of buying?
Or just come into the event?
Just come into them. I think number one would be just very open. I think everyone will always say this is a good whiskey, this is a bad whiskey, but I don't believe there's any such thing as a good whiskey or a bad whiskey. I think it's very much personal preference, and everyone's palate's very much different. In terms of someone that'll like peated, someone like non-peated, someone like a bit sweeter, I think it's going out there and seeing what's out there. Every different brand has got a different story behind it, and how they make it goes into the actual finished taste. So the finished taste of ours are very, very kind of smooth in the way. The age statement, especially the 12 and the 50. My advice would be just be open-minded, try everything, and kind of learn as much as humanly possible about it. Because there's some fantastic brands up there, and some of our products, people will see that in a supermarket, the LD plastic that we sell, and necessarily they'll go, well, Glen Moray is a supermarket whiskey. It's far from it. It's got so much more depth in the actual portfolio itself. So keep an open mind, try as much as possible, and enjoy.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us, Zach. Appreciate that. Zach from Glen Moray. The 15, I've had some, absolutely fantastic. Lovely bloke, Zach there. And moving on, we went to the Dalmore. I asked the guy behind the stand, do they dye and put colour in all their bottles? Yes, they do. The Dalmore cigar malt there, I really was disappointed with that. Here's the organiser of it all, top man. He was walking around making sure everyone was sane. And there is a Japanese stand as well. So we had some of this and it was absolutely beautiful. Now my favourite stand here, they had a release of Bushmills 12 on the left there, that one. That you can't buy in the shop yet, and I didn't buy one because I was daft. And that is absolutely stunning. It's about 125, 130 pound. It's beautiful, the 21. Fielden, they're all organic, and they use their own harvest. And when it runs out, it runs out. So I tried that one, and it was a very, very nice bottle of whiskey. Ardnamurchan, we had some of the sherry cask, but I just thought that was a lovely little midge there. Fettercairn, again, I love the bottling of the Fettercairn. The 12 is a very nice whiskey to go for. And the Jura, they were standard, quite nice. Bunnahabhain, the 18, had an absolute kick to it, really, really nice. There's one of the Dream Dram tokens. You had to have about 3 of those, and yeah, quite pricey. Le Cheek, their standard 18 there, and the Hebrides Tomatin. Didn't actually have any of that because I had a bad experience with it once. This Antiquary 30-year-old was another Dream Dram. I think that was 3 tokens. This guy here, big shout out, the Antiquary and the Tomatin there. He was lovely, big follower of me actually, apparently. Aberfeldy, nice stuff that, like the bottles. Cadenhead, they are an independent company, and they brought out this Enigma. They were trying to say what it wasn't because they're not allowed, but it was quite fun. Benriach, very nice, very, very smoky as well. Dave Broom, what an absolute legend in the whiskey world. Some Glen Dronan, not bad that, wasn't a massive fan if I'm honest, but this Fireworks, I loved the bottling on this English whiskey, really, really, really lovely. Ben Romack Organic, it actually tastes organic, a bit like the Lake stuff. This single malt was very, very tasty. Never heard of Few. We tried a bit and it wasn't too bad, in fact. Bimber, we're sort of heading now toward the sort of more independent labels here. Nice that. Obviously, Port Charlotte, probably all heard of. Had that one toward the end. Now, my favourite, Kilchoman. I managed to get an interview here with Emma, who represents them. Okay, so I'm lucky enough to be here with Emma from Kilchoman Distillery, and she's here at the Midlands Festival. I've had a few. Have you had a few?
I unfortunately have not had a few.
Unlucky. Talk to me. Tell me, why are these festivals a good thing?
Like, just promotion, just getting the name of the distillery out there. Kilchoman's kind of in that middle of the ground stage, but it's not, like, not everybody knows it, but it's not like brand new, so it's good to kind of, promotion, help get everyone to taste the whiskies and tell the story, and just overall
what do you enjoy about doing these festivals?
Speaking to people, just getting to know everyone, and like the whiskey community is so friendly, like everyone's so lovely that you meet, so that's nice to be able to engage with customers and get to know like what everyone likes, and drink lots of whiskies and see what's good.
So you have blatantly got a Scottish accent.
I do.
Where are you from?
I'm from Islay, so where the distillery is.
So you are literally part of the family, so to speak?
I'm not directly part of the family, no. Sometimes I do feel like it, but and I'm from the island, so everyone kind of, it's one big family. Everyone kind of knows everyone, which is quite nice.
Okay. Why should people drink Kilchoman? I say Kilchoman. You said earlier Kilchoman, Kilchoman, not Kilchoman.
No.
So why should people drink Kilchoman?
I mean, it's unique. It's one of a kind. It's the story, like barley to bottle, farm distillery, like family owned, small. It's like you're supporting a smaller business. Also, great liquid. Not that I'm biased, but it's a unique flavour profile. They've never really tasted something that's quite comparable to it. It's a Islay done in a slightly different way, and it's not saying that we're doing it better or everyone else does it wrong and we've done it right. It's just a twist on what was already there and enhancing like Islay as a whole. And I think that's a really good reason as to why you should. It's something different, something new. It's something that a lot of people haven't really got the opportunity to taste.
It's a relatively new distillery. I mean, it was around what?
2005.
2005. So it's relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it a very unique distillery?
Growing their own barley, farm production, everything on site, A to Z, traditional methods, so traditional warehousing, traditional malt floor, I would say are probably the most unique selling points of it.
Is it one of the peatiest Islay whiskies?
No. It's for Islay, it's lightly peated, definitely.
Lightly peated?
For Islay, I would say it's lightly peated.
Which, I know you shouldn't really say because you're part of them, but what's the most peatiest whiskey then?
Oh, on Islay, I mean the peatiest whiskey in the world is made by the Clady distillery and it's called Octomore. So they peat it to like, I think the peatiest one they do is 308 ppm. I mean that's like off the scale, like that's kind of like...
Can you explain what ppm means?
It stands for parts per million. It's to do with the phenol content in the barley when you smoke it, so that's what you're measuring. It's a flavour essentially. A phenol is a flavour, and that's the flavour that exists within peat. Then when you burn it, those phenols are released, travel through the smoke, cling to the barley, you then use that barley to make whiskey.
Wow.
I know.
There you go. Imagine that. Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you, Emma.
Lovely to meet you too.
And enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
I will.
Cheers.
Lovely interview there with Emma, and here is quite a few of the people who represent the stands and the whiskey there. And that was it. Back home, barbecue, and obviously a cheeky whiskey.